Hey friends, and welcome to Art of Creation Homestead. Welcome to our kitchen. You just saw us pick these beautiful blueberries, cherry tomatoes. See, aren't those gorgeous? And they are delicious. If you've never grown them, they are delicious. I can't not show you this. This one has a nose. He looks like Gonzo. Don't you think? Or maybe Bob. You think he looks like Bob the tomato from VeggieTales? Okay, so now what we're going to do with those beautiful tomatoes, we are going to make a recipe that you're seeing everywhere. It is for cherry tomato and feta pasta. But you guys know me. I can't stick to what everybody else is doing. I have to change it up. I have to make it my own. So here's how we're changing it up. First off, we're going to put our tomatoes, which is about 2 pints. You need a lot of tomatoes for this. Have about 2 pints of cherry tomatoes. Put them in a 13 by 9 baking dish. You want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Now, what we are going to do next, we're going to push that out of the way. And we have 4 cloves of garlic here. Now, I realize not everybody loves garlic as much as we do. If you don't like garlic this much, don't put this much in. But what you want to do, you want to take your knife. You want to take the blunt side. This is the blunt side. Face it towards you. The blade facing away from you. It's safer that way. Now you want to take the heel of your hand. You want to put your knife on your garlic clove. Take the heel of your hand, push down, and you'll hear it just crack. And he'll crack and break up. This is some of our beautiful garlic that we harvested this year. It's the best garlic we've ever grown. We have grown some beautiful garlic, but I tell you, that's the prettiest. Look at that. See, now it's all cracked and split. Now you're gonna just lay it on top of your tomatoes. And I'm gonna do this with the other 3 cloves. It also makes it easier to peel, especially when it's as fresh as this is, because we just harvested this a few weeks ago. So it's extremely fresh. Very fragrant. Oh gosh, it smells so good. If you are a garlic lover, you've got to grow it yourself. It is so easy to grow. Honestly, it's just stupid easy to grow. Little truth about growing your own garlic. When you grow your own garlic, it's extremely sticky when it's this fresh. So just throw in those garlic cloves. Now we're going to put in, we have 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil here. I'm going to put in most of it. Not all of it, but most of it. I'm going to leave about 1/8 cup. Now, you want to put in a generous few pinches of salt. But don't overdo it, because what you're about to add, don't overdo it. So put in a generous couple of pinches. Now you want to put on some black pepper. You guys know I'm married to the pepper man, so I'm going to put on a good grind of fresh cracked black pepper. Now, this is where I'm going to vary. With these ingredients, I would not imagine doing this dish without some oregano. So I'm going to do a good, healthy teaspoon. And you guys know, I always rub it between my fingers to wake back up the oils in it. Because oregano is going to go so well with these flavors that are in this dish. So now we have an 8-ounce block of feta cheese. You do not want the crumbles, you want a block of feta cheese. We're going to set that right in the middle of our tomatoes. And we're going to drizzle the rest of our olive oil over the top of the feta. And that feta will not melt. Feta does not melt in the oven. It may get a little soft. It'll get very soft, and it'll even get a little brown. But now we're going to pop this into a 400 degree oven for about 40 to 45 minutes till your tomatoes are all burst and your feta is golden brown. Okay, the tomatoes and feta have been in the oven for about roughly 15 minutes or so. When you have about 25 minutes left on your time, this is another change I'm making to it. I am adding some chicken tenders. Now these chicken tenders, you can leave them whole and put them on top of your pasta and eat them that way, but I'm gonna shred them into it. Now I've just mimicked the seasoning that is on my tomatoes. I've just seasoned them with some salt, some pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and a little bit of oregano, and then drizzled on some extra virgin olive oil. Now I'm gonna put these in the oven beside of our tomatoes and feta. And they will all be done at the same time that way. You may wanna flip them over about halfway through. And at this point, you also want to put a pot of water on to boil for your pasta. Okay, now, with the point of this whole thing that I'm showing you, telling you at what time to put things in and what time to start your water for your pasta, is so that every component of this dish will be done at one time, and you can just stir it all together and have a great family meal. When, at this point, when you are at about 10 to 12 minutes away from everything being done, by then your pasta water should be at a boil. You will want to salt it generously and add about 3/4 of a box of your favorite cut of pasta. I am using penne. That is our favorite cut here. You can use whatever you like. Even if all you have in the house is macaroni, then just use macaroni. Whatever is your favorite cut of pasta, throw it in the water, and it should be done to a perfect al dente by around the same time that your chicken tenders are done and your tomatoes and feta are done. I nearly forgot. When your pasta is done, don't just dump off all of that pasta water. Pull out about 3/4 of a cup of that good starchy pasta water and put it to the side, because you are going to want it for going in your sauce. I'll explain it all in just a few minutes. As you can see now, everything, the feta is kind of weepy. See, it's kind of weepy. And your tomatoes, see, they just squish. They just squish up. And your garlic is completely soft and cooked. Now, you have a choice. If you are like me and Jason, and you love garlic, then you can go ahead and mash that beautiful roasted garlic into there. If you are not a huge garlic fan, you can go ahead and pull out the garlic at this point, because it's already lended all of its flavor. But because we love us some garlic around here, I'm gonna go ahead and mash that in. I'm gonna go ahead and mash our garlic in. Now, I'm gonna take my fork and I'm going to mash up the tomatoes. Be very careful, because they're gonna spit juice at you. So I'm gonna mash up my tomatoes really good with a fork. See, they just mash so easy because they are so tender and so roasted. And the flavor is just gonna be phenomenal. For lack of a better term, the flavor is just gonna be phenomenal. Now, we're gonna start mixing it in. Mixing that beautiful feta. That's the reason I told you not to put a ton of salt. Feta is very salty, so you don't wanna overkill with salt. So now we're gonna start mixing in that beautiful feta. See, it's just breaking up and making your sauce so creamy and so beautiful. Oh, this is gonna be so good. I can't wait to taste this. It's gonna be so good. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? That is absolutely glorious right there. Look at that deliciousness. Oh gosh, I can't wait for Jason to try this. These are some of his favorite flavors: garlic, feta, tomatoes, oregano. These are some of Jason's favorite flavors. He is going to be so excited. Now, we're gonna you see we have our shredded up chicken. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in. I'm gonna go ahead and throw all that beautiful shredded up chicken meat into this beautiful sauce and stir it around. Give it a good stir. Now, you see it's getting thicker and thicker on us. This is where your pasta water comes in. Now, I'm gonna put in about a half a cup. Remember, we reserved 3/4 of a cup. So I'm gonna put in about a half a cup. I'm gonna leave about a 1/4 to see what we need later. And see now, look at the difference that salty, starchy pasta liquid did to the sauce. Looks beautiful, huh? Now it's only gonna get better. We're gonna just throw our pasta. Like I told you, I use penne because that is our favorite. Now, we just slide our pasta right into the dish with everything else. And you just stir it in. You just mix your pasta right into your sauce with your chicken and your tomatoes and the feta and the garlic and all that oregano and everything good in life. This smells amazing. It makes your whole house smell so good. And as you can see, it's mixing up beautifully. It's mixing up absolutely beautifully. But we do need a little bit more of that salty, starchy cooking liquid. So I'm gonna throw in the rest of that, the other 1/4 of a cup of that beautiful starchy cooking liquid. And we're gonna toss this together. And I need to taste it for some seasoning. At this point, you need to taste it for seasoning. Get a little bite of everything. Oh my gosh. That is to die for. Does need a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. So I'm gonna add just a good little sprinkle of salt and a good bit of fresh cracked black pepper just to finish it off. Now we're gonna stir all of this in. I nearly forgot. We're gonna take those fresh, beautiful basil leaves that you saw us harvest, and I'm just gonna rip them into the pasta. If you don't like fresh basil or don't grow it, can't get your hands on it, you can skip this step. But it's gonna make all the difference in this pasta. So I'm just tearing it in with my hands. You can shred it up with a knife. You can do it however you want to. But I'm just gonna tear it in. I'm just gonna give it a good tear. Give it a good tear in. This is some beautiful basil. Now, we're gonna stir that basil into, that fresh basil, into our pasta. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. I can't wait for Jason to try it. He is gonna be in love with this pasta.
Okay, so I just come in from mowing the yard. I believe that Angela's probably given me the most amazing after yard mowing meal you could ever ask for. I'm excited because I love feta and I love fresh tomatoes and basil and oregano. So we're gonna find out. Yeah, come on now. All right. Wow. That right there. That's amazing. That feta and oregano and oh goodness, basil, tomato together. You can't beat it. You can't beat this for nothing. Oh my goodness. This is so good. I'm trying to get some more pasta in there. Oh well. Yeah, this is absolutely amazing. If you love feta and you love all these flavors like that together, you gotta try it. It's too good. Angela knocked it out of the park again, like always. Never expect anything less, to be honest with you. So thank you guys for watching so much. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because you need to figure out what we got going on here. Angela was canning and cooking, just amazing. We got, you know, chicken and gardening videos as well, all sorts of videos. So subscribe to the channel. Come back and get more amazing videos like this one right here. Okay. So thank you guys so much for watching again. My name is Jason. That was Angela K back there. This has been our Creation Homestead. Love you guys. God bless you and goodbye.